Hello, my friends. How are you doing? I am doing well. I hope you are also. And I am here to talk about the Jaws franchise. If you have not lived on this planet and you have no idea what Jaws is about, it's about a shark. It's about people swimming and getting attacked by a shark. And this shark is not just a normal shark. This is a shark that will hunt down you and your family. It's a shark with a vengeance, okay? And if you are a beach lover, a swimmer, a boating person, or what, it's gonna scare you. It's one of those movies that makes you think, why am I in the water? Now, me who do not, I don't bet me, I myself who do not, wow, I don't know how to swim. I can't swim. I have no ambition to swim. Unless my town is going underwater, I'm probably never going to learn how to swim. I had a traumatic experience when I was younger, fell in between some rocks. My uncle had to pull me out of the water. And to that day, I have no ambition to learn how to swim. I stay away from the beaches. I stay away from the water. I don't want to go swimming. I don't care to go swimming. I don't really like the heat, and I don't really like the beaches. So I stay away from these things. So the chances of unless there's a Sharknado, the chances of Jaws coming to get me are slim to none. So these movies scare me zero. They scare me not at all. Okay, I absolutely love them. I think they are enjoyable fiction. I think they are great storytelling. I think they're fishtails, like watching Moby Dick. I'm not going to get eaten by Moby Dick either because I'm not in the water. I'm not going in the water. You don't want to get attacked by sharks? Don't go in the water. That's the bottom line. You're afraid of these movies? Stay away from the water. Why people go to the beach? I don't know. I hear all kinds of horror stories about the beach. People go to the beach, they step on stingrays, they step on jellyfish, you know. Yeah, I don't know. When I was younger, I would go to the beach with my family, but they had like this little cove, and I would stay in the little cove. I never went out any further than the cove, and nothing really happened. Plus, it was fresh water. So what was going to attack me in fresh water? There's nothing there. There was nothing that was going to hurt me in the fresh water. So it was good. I was fine. You know, I stay in my little cove, I stay up to my waist, never went any further than that. I was fine, you know what I mean? And then, the only reason why I fell in between the rocks, I was fishing with my father and my uncles and stuff like that, and I was fooling around on the rocks and fell in between. My uncle had to pull me out, and it scared me. So swimming was out of the question. I did not want to learn how to swim. I don't care to learn. I would love for my kids to learn how to swim, okay? Maybe this is one of those do what I do what I don't do, one of them things, you know what I'm talking about? But because I want them to be safe, you know, I would never want them to be out because my kids like to go out with their friends and they like to go, in their pools and they like to go to the beach with their friends and they like to do that kind of stuff. So if you're gonna go do stuff like that, you should know how to swim. I don't know how to swim. I will pay for them to go learn how to swim, but I personally don't want to learn how to swim. At my age, I'm not going swimming. I'm not going to the beach and swimming in the water. I'm just not doing it. That's not it. That's not me. That's my prerogative. I'm allowed to do what I want to do. That's a free will. It's one of those free will things. I'm not going to learn how to swim at this age. It's probably never going to happen. But my kids, they should learn how to swim. Should you teach your kids how to swim? Yeah, definitely. I mean, something could happen. I mean, you never know. I would love for my kids to be prepared for anything, and just because I'm not smart enough to learn how to do these things doesn't mean that my kids shouldn't. So I definitely encourage kids to learn how to swim. But if you've heard that there's a shark in the water in like Newport, don't go in the water. Go to the local pool or go to the local. Maybe the local pool might be just as dangerous. I know the one we have around here, we found a body in it. But go to like a hotel pool or something like that. Pay to go to the hotel and go to the hotel pool. Granted, there might be bacteria and stuff in there. I know that I hear horror stories about kids that get the water in the ear and it because the bacteria built up in the pool. But that's a chance you got to take. Just like going in if you know there's a shark in the water, don't go in the water. So anyway, these movies, if you've never heard of them, movies about a killer shark, a shark that just is going after people. He just strictly wants to eat people, and that's what it's about, And the first one I want to talk about is the original, the 4K copy of Jaws, the original. And this is a spectacular, I'm using the word spectacular, this is a spectacular movie, okay? 4K, even more beautiful. I mean, if you do not own a 4K player and a 4K movie, period, this is one to start with. It just looks beautiful. I did not open this one because I have a Blu-ray and I have a 4K, but this one is the special lenticular cover, moving shock type job it is. But the other two are over there, and I have watched it on 4K and I have watched it on Blu-ray, and it is just beautiful. Beautiful shot. The storyline in this movie is perfect. The actors in this movie is perfect. I don't want to get too much on the first one because I know people have seen this one, okay? People go in the water, shark in the water, people get eaten by the shark. They hire this bounty hunter guy to go get the shark. The bounty hunter guy is awesome. He's just the actor that they have that plays the bounty hunter is unbelievable. The chief in this movie, unbelievable. The wife, the kids, excellent acting, excellent storyline. It just flows so well from beginning to end. And they make a big deal about how the shark looks fake in this movie, because this was before CGI. This was all, animatronics, all, robots and stuff like that. And they complain that the shark didn't look real. Well, I'll tell you right now, the little bit of shark that you see in this movie looks pretty real to me. And the cool thing was, because the shark was so messed up and they had such a hard time, with the shark, is they had to count on like the barrels that they used to show that there was a shark there, or they had to count on the music, or for these thematic elements, the shark's coming, you hear the music, or there's a shark attack, you see the splashing water and you see the red water for the blood, you know what I mean? You get that. It just is so well done. Such a classic movie. My father used to force me to watch this when I was little, and when I was little, like I said, I go to that little cove thing. I didn't know whether or not freshwater. I know more than I knew then. So of course, a movie like this would scare me. It was kind of scary, but it doesn't scare me anymore because I know what to do and what not to do. If a movie about sharks scares you, don't go in the water. It's simple. This is very simple. It's like some horror movies about hauntings and stuff like that. You can't be like, well, don't buy a house. You gotta have a place to live, but a shark movie, you kind of, like I said, unless you're really afraid of like a sharknado, where you think that the sharks are going to get sucked up into a tornado and then fly down and eat people or whatever. Almost impossible. I can't ever see that ever happening. But stay out of the water. This is an easy horror movie. This is very, very simple, not to be afraid of. Don't go in the water, and you will never have to worry about a shark. All right, so that's the first one. Classic. If you have not seen it, you have to see Jaws, at least the original. The rest of them we'll talk about right now. All right. Next one I have is Jaws number 2. And Jaws number 2 was just a continuation of Jaws number 1, but not as exciting. That's what I can say about that. I still love the actors. I still love the storyline, but this is pretty much set around the kids are now older. They're on like these little, I don't want to call them yachts, but like these little barges and these little boats, and they decide that they're all gonna go. There's like I want to say like a boat race or whatever, and they all go into this certain area, and of course the father, who is the sheriff, who had to deal with the Jaws element the first time, he don't go near the water. He's not dealing with the water anymore because he's one of those guys like me that's smart and realize that you're not going to get eaten by a shark if you stay out of the water. But his kids, obviously, like most kids, don't listen to this kind of thing. And yeah, let's go. Dad almost got eaten by a shark. Let's go buy a boat. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, so these kids are on this little boating trip, whatever. His son's there, and the shark is out to get him. Now, the shark blew up on the first one, so this is now a new shark. And the shark is, he's the father's now hunting the shark, trying to get to his kid who's out in the middle of nowhere. The Coast Guard's aware, and they're trying to get to him, and the father gets there, and then, big surprise, the shark gets killed at the end. Okay, decent movie. Jaws 1, excellent movie. This one, continuation, decent. Still worth a watch. Okay, here we go. Jaws 3, which was originally Jaws 3D. I saw this movie in the movie theater, in 3D, and the 3D was spectacular. It was the original red and blue glasses, and I was at the edge of my seat, and I was like, wow, the 3D. But then again, I was young. This movie came out in, here we go again, looking at the date, and they don't put the date like right there visually for me to see. Okay. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's good. 1983. Okay, it came out in 1983. I was younger. The 3D was awesome. I saw this inside the movie theater. I was wearing glasses at the time. There was a scene where the guy had to use a syringe and it squirted the water, and the water got. And I was like, wow, it got all of my glasses. I mean, this was amazing to see in 3D. But the storyline was just, because of the 3D element, and I think because of the storyline, it was just something nowadays that I watch it, just kind of laid to, it was about a water, it's not really a water park. It's more of like a aquarium, like an aquarium type area, okay? And people come to see it, and they're able to actually go like underneath the water, and they can go into like where you can see like underneath the water, you can see the different fish and different kind of things. I mean, something really cool right now. Something that I would definitely go see as an adult, not to be worried that I'm going to get attacked by any sharks because I see this movie, because this movie was just so ridiculous that there's no way you're going to believe that any of this really happened. So, has Dennis Quaid in it, young Dennis Quaid. There's also a female actress in this that I was kind of shocked because I was like, I know who that is, but I can't remember what her name is right now. And Lou Gossett Jr. Does it have her name? Doesn't have her name. Okay. Oh, it says Bess Armstrong. That might be her. Anyway, the storyline is so ridiculous that you're not even gonna. There's nothing scary in this movie. Nothing scary in this movie. When you saw it in 3D, it was kind of cool because of course you get the shot coming at you in 3D. And this Blu-ray does have Jaws 3 in 3D, but you have to have a 3D TV. I do not have a 3D TV. I do not have shutter glasses, so I will probably never see this in 3D ever because they did not release it with the glasses. They did not release it with just the regular basic glasses, which they should have, but they say that nowadays the new TVs they can't take the blue and red because I guess in order to see that blue and red, the screen itself has to be bowed a little bit, and the new TV's a flat screen and whatever. I'm not a technical guy, but that's what I was told, and I'm gonna go with that. So you get the two different versions of the movie, but you don't. I can't watch it on 3D. Okay, I can't watch it in 3D, unfortunately. But I did see it in the movie theater, and I have seen it not in 3D. Now, I'll tell you right now, I've watched this on Blu-ray, not in 3D. And because it was made to be a 3D movie, it's one of those like Friday the 13th 3D that it was made to be 3D, and it kind of throws you off. Okay, it just kind of throws you off. You're kind of like, well, I know that was supposed to be 3D because that thing's coming at me. It's probably they shoot like a spear gun or whatever, or they throw something or what, and you're like, whoa, that would have been really cool. So it's watching it in regular 2-dimension is kind of a letdown. It's a little bit of a letdown because the whole sell of this movie was the fact that it was 3D. The whole feel of this movie was the fact that it was 3D, and because that element's taken out of this, it kills the movie. I personally think it kills the movie. And there wasn't much of a movie there to begin with, so the 3D compensated for what it was. You know what I mean? So Jaws 3D, I would say not one of my favorites, but still watchable. Okay? Then we go on to the last one, Jaws the Revenge. And this one is just pure ridiculous. Entertaining? Yes. Would I watch it? Yes. Will I watch it again? Yes. Have I watched it again? Yes. I will still continuously watch this movie. Why? Because it's entertaining. It is an entertaining movie if you're not thinking too much about it. Now, the shark gets killed in all these other movies. Now we got another shark. And this shark is out for vengeance. He is hunting. Supposedly, it's part of the family. It's part of the family that they have killed. Supposedly, I guess all these sharks that have been blown up or shot or whatever have been killed in these other 3 movies. This is the ancestor or forefather or relative or whatever of those sharks, and he's mad. He's aggravated. He's the father in this, the sheriff. He's gone. Obviously, they couldn't get him to come back to do part 4 because they were like, part 3 was a bomb, and I'm not coming back to do part 4 either. So, he's not in this movie. But his wife's in this movie. She is the star of this movie. And they throw Michael Caine into this movie, which now you got Michael Caine, which confuses me even more. So Michael Caine's in it, and she's in it. And for some reason, the shark's out to get the family. He's on the hunt to kill them all. And this lady thinks it's a great idea to get on a boat and hunt this shark because she wants to finish the chapter of Jaws. I don't know. It's a little confusing, but very entertaining. It's almost like Star Trek: The Voyage Home. I put it in that same category. It's like a couple of Star Treks were hard to watch, but The Voyage Home, for some reason, you watch it and it's like, this is a little weird, but if you're not even a fan of the franchise, you could put it in and be like, whoa, this lady's hunting sharks, and the shark's hunting her, and is she gonna get the shark? Is she gonna destroy it? What do you think? I mean, come on. The rest of the movies, they destroy the shark at the end. More than likely, she's going to destroy the shark. So I'm not going to give too much away. Spoiler alert, okay? Shark tries to kill you, you kill the shark, okay? But it's still another one of these, though. If the shark killed your family, and you know that the rest of the family's looking for your family, stay out of the water. Don't go in the water. That makes no sense for you to go in the water. Stay out, okay? Jaws, The Revenge. is the end of the Jaws franchise. And it's also the end of my little vlog or whatever for today. So please hit that subscribe button. Watch your Jaws franchise. Enjoy it. Stay out of the water. And I'll see you later.